Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for our second best of 3 series today of the Summit Qualifiers for the Chinese region. And here we are, our second best of 3. We have VG Gaming versus CDEC. And my name is Hades, I'll be your caster for this final best of 3 series from me. And joining me, my co-caster, Danelie. Hello.
Hey, gonna ease up a little bit of this pressure. You've had 3 really long games already, right? So it might be 3 more. Are you ready?
I'm ready, as ready as I'll ever be. It's really fun. And of course, who doesn't want to see FY play? FY God.
Everyone wants to see FY. That's why everyone's here, right? Everyone's here to see the creme de la creme, VG Gaming versus CDEC. I'm really looking forward to this as well. Like, they are, would you say they were similar in terms of skill level?
I would actually, because if you look at CDEC, our calendar names, oh dear. Alright, yeah, but okay, they've proven themselves to be a really strong team. They like their aggression as well. I find that CDEC is one of those Chinese teams which they don't really like to sit back and farm. That's why they emphasize so much in their draft around the early pressure, which is why you see the Drow Ranger pick. And this is actually the first Kunkka game which I'm casting today. Kunkka has never been let through in the previous series between Newbie versus IG, which they lost, by the way. So a Drow strat, this is something new for me because there's the potential that this game could be over by 25 minutes.
It could be, and it's not just from one team that could be accomplishing this. Both teams have heroes that are capable of actually finishing it at the 25-minute mark, as you say. So for me, I want to see what they want to pick up 3rd and 4th, because it solidifies their draft, and then we have more of an idea as to who wants to bring it late and who wants to finish it on a timeline, because their draft technically would have a deadline. And interesting bans all around, as Tinker gets banned out here by CDEC. Don't want to be dealing with those shenanigans, whereas Elder Titan and Wisp being banned out by VG Gaming. Wisp, we see it here and there, but I think nobody wants to be cheesed, and that's why we're seeing some Tinker bans, a little bit of Wisp bans here and there. What is there anything that just sticks out to you in terms of like what they could be picking? CDEC, obviously they want ranged heroes to benefit off of the Drow, but outside of that, DK pick is our 3rd here for VG Gaming.
This feels more like a deny pick for me, but I like the DK because we combine Shadow Demon Illusions with the Dragon Knight. And never forget that Puck could have easily gone into the off lane, but it's very unlikely. But at the same time, VG Gaming, this also shows that, I mean, like you mentioned, both these teams, they can and they will push for these early objectives. But for CDEC, I'm looking to see what supports they will have, especially against the Shadow Demon. You look at Oracle already being banned out, that makes things very difficult. So we're not going to see like a Huskar pick come out, but it will be the Witch Doctor. So great sustainability on the side of CDEC.
Also, great synergy with the Puck as well, Dream Coil into the Death Ward. And also it's a range support that's going to benefit off of the Drow Aura. I cannot emphasize this enough. Just having range supports, being able to get free damage off of the Drow Ranger, it suddenly makes them threatening, because VG Gaming know that it's not just the carries that are going to be dishing out the damage. It's now going to also be the supports that at first you typically would have ignored, but now have to worry about. And
now adding a Darkseer in, this just provides quite a number of ways for VG Gaming, or at least heroes, to just go straight for the Drow. And Drow's not very mobile, and you don't exactly have that safety support, so VG Gaming could be looking to ban out the Venge on their side. You see Darkseer with Dragon Knight, so you have that hero with a really long Dragon Tail stun going to your face, and the stun duration starts out 2.5 at level 1. Really good. And of course, Drow does not benefit off that marksmanship aura if you have a hero within 400 range of her. So VG Gaming, one more who will be their hard carry? Could be a Slark. We might even see a PA come out, or Luna.
That could be heroes that can close the distance versus the Drow, I think. Would you say it would mainly just be the DK and the Darkseer's job to chase down the Drow, or do you feel that they have to get that 3rd hero to lock down the Drow?
For me,
it feels like it's okay as is, because
I think it's okay.
The Kunkka with the X.
They have great team fight as it is. I mean, for me right now, my biggest worry for VG Gaming is how they would deal with a really fat Timbersaw, because you don't have great solutions for reactive armor right now. DK, not exactly known for his super high, right click in a way.
The slow will be useful when they reach the later portions of the game, but I think if you're VG Gaming, you don't really want to be going too late into the game, because that's when the Drow Ranger starts to become a really threatening hero. And even then, like, the silence can be quite crucial, especially up against the Darkseer, who wants to be close up to get the vacuum walls. So Vici, I would think that they'll want to be looking for something that is able to transition into the mid game relatively early, relatively easily. And looking at what's available, sort of leaning more towards maybe a Juggernaut pick here for Vici Gaming, something that's got great sustain, comes online at a really good timing during the mid game, has a built-in Omni Slash for that really good damage, and also maybe even mitigating a team fight. Sounds like something I'd be looking for if I was Vici.
Could be a Luna, because the Chinese teams, they do favor Luna, which is why you see the ban. And that also means you take out the possibility of Vici Gaming running an aggressive tri-lane against the Drow. Because one of the ways you want to deal with Drow early on is to contest the farm. So PA is also one of those ways you can try against it. But Vici Gaming, as they have the Shadow Demon, they may not necessarily pick one more illusion hero. I mean, Terrorblade is still in the pool available, so I mean, going up against the Drow early, TB also can't. They don't have strong D push. That's why Vici Gaming don't have. So that's why I worry for them on what they're gonna pick up last.
I might actually have to consider picking up a ranged hero now, because they've got 3 melee heroes as is, and that's where a Puck thrives, and also an Earth Spirit thrives in an environment where everyone's grouped up. So being melee doesn't really help that situation. So I like this last pickup here from CDEC. They're going to take advantage of the fact that 2 of the 3 cores of Vici are going to be more or less clumped up trying to hit their targets. Yeah, Dragon Knight's going to go into dragon form, but once the dragon form ends, he's quite vulnerable.
He's still pretty okay. He's still quite tanky. It's going to be tough to gank him. With the Earth Spirit and Puck, like, we have seen DKs where they just go for the 2-1-2. You get more points in the Dragon's Blood, making him very difficult to kill. Of course, you don't forget you benefit from the extra armor. Puck may not have enough nuke, even with the Earth Spirit. So, if anything, I could see the Earth Spirit trying to gank more whoever could be in the safe lane, or they could just lock the Darkseer really, really hard down. In fact, this could be one of those games where Darkseer just starts out from the jungle immediately, not so much going into the lane against a Drow.
That does seem like the case. It seems like a more safer option here for Vici if they want to guarantee that farm on the Darkseer. Slark ends up being last pick.
So they're pretty confident. I think they're pretty confident. Like, you want to get the early towers, so this way you do somewhat accelerate End's farm, helping him get towards the Shadow Blade. He can run to the back line, and that's where I thought like maybe you would consider Venge on Drow, not just because of the aura, but you want to bail her out when necessary. But
I think that's the Earth Spirit's job this game, though. He's going to be able to push and pull her around if necessary. So it's like the Earth Spirit's a pseudo Venge, but he's more towards silences and getting a couple of those long-range stuns off. I think that's what they sort of wanted here for the Earth Spirit. He's going to be playing as like a semi-Venge here for the Drow, if anything. So she kind of still has someone to bail her out, but it's not as safe as a Venge typically would be.
And also, I mean, Venge has fallen off, especially since the rise of Oracle. Oracle just being so much stronger at the False Promise. And yeah, okay, so for now, this is also, I think, the first game for me where I don't see an Axe. Like, Void got banned out. Was Axe banned? I can't remember, but alright, so End. Okay, they're gonna find that Observer Ward, which was placed very quickly, and October is not gonna be very happy about that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it gets dewarded, but it's life in the off lane. People are going to try and deward you if possible. So I want to see for October, what is his option here? Does he still go into that off lane, or does he consider moving around instead if that lane ends up being difficult? Because let's face it, life as an Earth Spirit, it's going to be a little bit hard this game considering what's actually been picked up here by Vici.
Oh wait, hold on, sorry. Will June try for the Rune Snipe? Okay, I mean, back to your previous point, I think it's still a bit too early to tell, because you want to see how the lanes go before you do that. And alright, October, yeah, looks like he will try for the early ganks onto Ghosts, at least for that level 1 to 3 period. And Yang, okay, looks like he's confident enough to go into the lane, despite Sep just standing guard there by the side shop, just like a "you shall not pass." And it will actually be a Timbersaw mid, with the Puck going into the offlane. Alright.
So Timbersaw matchup versus DK. I'd say this is a pretty good matchup for a Timbersaw. Strength-based DK, especially when you have your strength potentially lost by that Whirling Death. Like, look at what's being done already here coming out from Feb. He's just really pushed Ghost out. And unfortunately for Ghost, he's only got 1 point into Breathe Fire, so he doesn't really have the best sustain going up against the Timbersaw right now.
For now, yeah, this is just typical DK things. You bide your time for a while, and then you realize, okay, things get a bit easier. But top lane, they do it the Torrent onto October. October looks like he could be giving away first blood. Oh, actually, Rods get blocked by N. And will they find any kills here? This is just very awkward as the 2v3 situation in this lane. Torrent misses, FY not being able to get F-Guard. Can you find it? The salve from October. June still getting some right clicks into N, who is very, very low. Can they find DDC? No, they will not. So, trading a lot of hits, just pushing the limits a bit here. Trying to see who will back out of the lane.
It looks like this is going to be a really happy lane here for CDEC. Putting both the Earth Spirit and the Puck here not only guarantees the safety of the Puck, but these two actually have kill potential. They'll go for a small disruption, but can they go for a kill? Torrent lands. They've also got the Slark here as well. They've managed to block. They block it, but this might actually be a turnaround. End has to leap out of there. Oh, that was quite scary. Could have gone either way. Yeah, he's not going to be able to grab that.
But he should be in time to contest the top rune anyways. So still pretty big. Feb now getting that extra point into the reactive armor. Earthspit's going to suicide himself as usual. DDC actually going to be getting a free bounty rune, or could be giving that to the DK. Yeah, that should be the DK's rune. So Puck now will have to play a bit more passive. That was really close, as if they got the kill on Slark, if they did get the kill on Slark, that would be really big. But now you're looking at Yang. We haven't talked about this lane for a while. Drow in this lane having an okay time, but Darkseer, I think he should be getting even more because he can creep skip, and Sep can't really do much alone by himself to kill him.
The thing is though, does he really want to be creep skipping here? If there's TP support coming out from the Earth Spirit, I could definitely see Yang dying to this potential tri lane if they do have that TP support. So I think it's just Yang getting that safe farm up until he gets that level 6 or 7 where he has those extra points into Surge, Ion Shovel, maybe even one into Vacuum, and then he'll consider going for that for the backstab, just because he's going to have the tools to necessarily get out of what could be a reaction from CDEC. So I think it's just safer if Yan does this for now. Yeah, he's being seen, he'll be harassed a little bit, but he should be fine more or less in this lane.
Top lane Earth Spirit still waiting behind June, looking for an opportunity to go on maybe DDC, who is quite low and only has a pulled Tango left. And yeah, I mean, it's very unusual to see a Puck obviously so confident, and they're going to try and pull the creep wave to the side, get that extra bit of EXP going the way of June. But 0 and 0, 3 minutes and a half in. Really haven't seen anyone getting close to first blood just yet.
So we saw a couple of moments where it could have been first blood.
Could have been.
I think teams, they just going to take it nice and slow because Vici, they're respecting the fact that CDEC, they have heroes that can kill one of those heroes in that tri lane. And if you give one hero away up against a dual lane, that is already a huge swing in CDEC, just because you can already tell that there's going to be a level discrepancy. Like the Puck is already getting close to level 4, whereas, yeah, Slark is 3.5, but the supports, they're not really doing that well for Vici. It's 2.5 or almost 2.5 for Shadow Demon, getting close to level 3 for the Kunkka, whereas you compare it to the other supports, like Wishtalk is doing reasonably well, but the Earth Spirit might be trying to at least set up onto DK. Don't know if this is going to be an easy kill just because he's got 2 points into Dragon Blood though.
Very unlikely. That's why Earthspirit's been leaving that lane, and you want to try and get June an advantage top. So at the same time, they took both the runes away from Ghost, and he's being forced to bottle Crow. And now they will try for him to roll, and the kick back actually into the Whirling Blades. And Ghost, will he die here? Caskets. Oh, actually very unfortunate, just found the DK, and that should be a kill with the rotation coming in from September. So that's going to be first blood going the way to Feb. And nicely done.
Does both supports rotating in as well, so very well done from CDEC to secure that DK. It's going to make this lane a lot easier for a Timbersaw. Although it looks like over the top lane we have the Puck in a bit of a pickle. We'll be able to at least jaunt on out of there, although it does get X back. And here comes the trio. They want to come in for this Puck, going to jaunt the damage away. Torrent is there, and that should be the death of the Puck. Took a little bit of effort, but when all that's said and done, that's money and gold going to that tri lane. the XP and gold.
Oh, poor Shadow. How many suicides have we seen this game? This is such a depressing game. I think we've seen like 5 now?
Sometimes when you have nothing to live for, you just commit suicide.
Oh, that's
Don't commit suicide, folks.
Yes.
Life of a support. You need to get these guys some antidepressants. It's not a really easy life.
Kunkka's in the middle lane. Can they find a disruption? Actually, no, the ward scouts out FY, so that gives them the intel saying, alright, yep, he knows that we're here. And okay, Ghost will get his first rune. Looking at Puck, having actually a really good lane, going for more points into the silence, and getting close to the level 6. Regen rune, gonna be secured for Feb. And it should be long before the Drow starts to push, because he has that level 6.
It's actually going to be a huge boost in physical damage for everyone on the side of CDEC as well. Bonus 29 damage for that Puck as well as the Witch Doctor. So both of those ranged heroes, they're going to benefit greatly just because the Drow's having such a good time in that bottom lane. Although if she shows herself down there now, it could be a really big hassle because we've got 3 heroes coming in and they're all homing in onto the Drow, which looks like Drow sort of knows something's up. Does see the backstab from the Darkseer.
They can find a disruption. They will smoke into each other. Finding the disruption into the torrent. Gonna land into the Witch Doctor. Could be trying to go for the coconuts. But unfortunately, oh, here comes the Gust. Catching Young. If they can kill Young first, that'd be really, really big. And that will be Young. The body blocks out there for Mocked. And there we go. The X marks the spot. Torrent's gonna land right now onto October. And he will be going down as well. So 1-for-1 trade. November trying to get out. And too much damage coming up from the Shadow Demon and the Iron Shell as well. From the Darkseer, who is on the Kunkka. So Ghost getting a bit of relief from that, a bit of assist gold. So 2-for-1 trade in that exchange.
That does slow down the farm of the Drought Rangers, so that's going to be some good news for Vici. They do have to realize though that once the DK left that lane, that did give Feb a little bit of free time on that Timbersaw. And I think if you're Vici Gaming, you sort of have to respect the fact that there is a Timbersaw in this game. He is going to be able to rip a new one into some of these Vici cores if they don't decide to control him at some point, because if you look at how the Timbersaw has been doing, yeah, he's got equal CS to the DK, but a Timbersaw who's able to get his items early means that he is going to be a big hassle when it comes to the mid game. And it looks like they're going to try and jump onto Ghost, but here comes DDC with the disruption. Nice disengage, and they'll just walk on out of there. Oh, missed Timber Chain.
Just a bit too short. Only a level 2 Timber Chain. And Drow's going to jungle for a bit, giving the Witch Doctor just a bit of farm, getting to that level 6 before they can try and confidently fight. Darkseer's actually almost got in this tier 1 bottom lane. It's within deny range, and Sep will start to try and deny it. VG, we'll see whether they can try to take the tower. Do they know that he's denying the tower? One more click. There we go. And they have to know, but okay, he will just TP out, so that's alright.
It's a little unfortunate there for Vici to have that tower denied, but looks like they're going to keep on going in that bottom lane as they feel more or less safe around here. They do have vision of everyone in the jungle on the side of CDEC there. The wards helping out quite nicely here for Vici. They know where the Drow is, but the Drow has a little bit of support here from our Earth Spirits. So if they do try to jump on her, might not be that favorable. And it looks like they're just going to leave the lane for now. They're happy with their spoils of war. And maybe they consider trying to push up top now just because they know that bottom has been pushed in.
They could try for June. And doesn't have level 6 yet, so that's the scary part. They're just pretending like he's not there. Disruption, but June will just be able to operate, getting the coil out as one of the 3 heroes, and will just back out. And End is actually struggling in this lane against the Puck, because Puck has the security of the Earth Spirit sitting behind him. So in that case, right now, he's going to get his way towards a pretty decent timing on the Veil of Discord. And they still know that he's going to be there, trying for the torrent. Meanwhile, DK gets a snipe into October, but End, can June kill him off? He's very, very low. Still doesn't have that level 6. Level 6. Witch Doctor. Actually, they do get 2 kills in the middle lane. 1-for-1 trade.
Meanwhile, Puck is still chasing. There are 2 super low heroes in that top lane. Looks like in the middle lane, Timbersaw gets a kill onto the Darkseer, but there actually could have been another kill here for June. He hesitated when he wanted to kill End because End was practically 1 creep away. Might actually get him now. One more hit. He gets that slug. Oh, Vici underestimating the power of this solo Puck in that top lane. And June's level 8. Oh my gosh.
He's having a ball of a time in this top lane. And while that was happening, yeah, I mean, earlier on you could tell that there was a 2-for-1 trade in the middle lane. Ghost did die. Timbersaw gets a ton, and now he's gonna pick up a regen rune. The bottom tier 1, I mean the middle tier 1 is almost down, almost within deny range soon. Siege Card is gonna bash away a bit more, and now he will be within deny range. Yeah, Ghost to just take care of that, and he's gonna build into the Helm of Dominator, or it should be, yeah, it should be an armlet, the typical Dragon Knight build. And it's very unique to see that for a Drow strat, she hasn't been able to push out the bottom lane at all. The tower's taken absolutely no damage. Okay, 20 HP. But that's because Yang is, against this dual lane situation, has been able to get the double wave constantly. Wait, hello?
Hey, robot on me.
Getting a bit of lag. Yeah, he sounded like a robot for a moment there.
Okay. I was listening to you and I was thinking like, what is this language? Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so no, I was just saying that, you know, for the dark tier lane, because he always got the double iron shells, his tower at the bottom lane has only taken 20 damage. And the Drow's lane has been pushed in so hard, and as a Drow, you always want to get that push on the early tower.
Exactly. But it's unfortunate that the Drow hasn't been able to push towers, but I think the good news is that even though bottom lane hasn't been particularly well, up top, complete dominance here from CDEC. So not everything is lost. They've even gotten the mid T1 as well. Looks like we might be getting some revenge here for Vici. They've got a couple of heroes converging up into the top lane, but you can already tell that the Earth Spirit, he's ready to go in case anything happens to June. And I think they may have seen him, and after seeing him, they just completely back out because they're too worried that they might actually be picked off by this really deadly duo.
So everything just boils down for DDC to start the fights for them. They need the disruption into the Torrent. But now they will try for a 3-man smoke. Ghost. Gonna walk to the top. He has the dragon form available with that level 3 dragon's blood. He's very, very tanky. And end.
Okay,
Or the scan was used. They know. They know. Puck on the run. Can they find him? Oh, they do get the dragon's tail, and the Torrent will connect as well. Can they get enough damage to vacuum back as well? June will die. So that will be one very, very quick pick-off going the way of Vici Gaming. Danelie, you still there? Maybe having a bit of internet issues. Could be Discord as well. But yeah, 5-5 is Vici Gaming.
Okay, how's that? I had to reconnect because I could not understand a thing you said.
Oh, that's cool. Was that a Discord issue, or was it like the internet problem?
I think it's a disc.
Oh no, the robot. Yeah, you're still getting a bit of robot issues. Alright, so meanwhile, June already with the completed Veil, almost onto the Blink. And Spirit's gonna get the roll, connects into DDC, gets the silence, not the stun just yet, misses the rock, he lands onto Endo, who catches it at the backline. It's gonna be a nice double coil. And still has that ultimate, will just back it up. He did disjoint it, so DDC actually, gets out just in the nick of time. So not enough damage coming up from October and June. And
that was really, really scary. That was a very good play coming out from DDC, just getting that disruption off. If they let that puck live for a little bit longer, DDC would have died.
Indeed, and now the armlet onto Ghost. With the next dragon form up in 15, they can start to group up, maybe push Venom objective. This has been a very quiet Drow game. Like, we haven't seen this Drow accomplish much. She's been busy free farming the jungle, gonna get the Shadow Blade very soon. Could be a Silver's Edge just to deal with the Dragon's Blood, which will make DK just a meat shield. He's gonna be very, very tanky. No, I mean, not as tanky as he would like.
Also, you think about it as well, because this is going to be the Shadow Blade on the side of CDEC because of the Drow, it gives her an escape mechanism. And typically, if you're VG, you wouldn't expect the Drow to have a Shadow Blade this early on. So this means the supports that also now have to invest into Sentry Wards, which is going to cut into their bank. And also, this might also be the time for the Drow to gank with the team, which is what's going to be happening. They managed to find out the Darkseer. It looks like Yang's going to be going down. He was caught with the coil. That's going to be the death of that Darkseer. Meanwhile, June looking for more disruption from DDC onto Ben, who tries to go into him.
Oh, look at the Drow damage. They get three very, very easy kills. and they are starting to ping out the Roshan. So CDEC could look to take a very, very big thing, which could help them secure the bottom tier once shortly after. And yeah, it's just a very sad game. DK couldn't find the window of opportunity to go inside, and that's where CDEC, they find themselves a bit more momentum into this game. The net worth, you look at it, it's over 5,000. EXP also in that favor, so that's just Drow strat things.
Not just that though, because they took such a great team fight, they're taking Roche quick enough so that VG have no chance of contesting. And this is the beauty of running a Drow. If you're successful when you win a team fight next to Roche, that Roche is practically yours. There is no way that VG was going to be able to contest it unless they had the whole team there. So it was already very smart play from CDEC. You could tell it was their intention to take that Roche because they wanted to fight in their jungle. They were the ones to actively look for the engagement, and they were successful. So really well played for CDEC. They will try and take this bottom T1, although you can already tell that VG, they're prepared for this defense.
And you want to take note as well that Feb has a Bloodstone already. So with more Bloodstone charges piling up, and when he gets that Hood of Defiance, like I said, it's really, really difficult to kill Timbersaw with VG's draft, unless you have like a Silver's Edge or at least a Shadow Blade onto the Slog, where he doesn't have that just yet. We're 16 minutes in. This is going to be a very easy tier 1, and October, looking for some blood. He did roll forward, hoping to find somebody, won't find anyone. And they can just push for a tier 2 if they want it. Because right now you look in the middle lane, Ghost and Yang are just pushing out the lane. They want to at least trade towers.
Is it really worth it to trade a T1 possibly for a T2?
Oh, they find him!
No.
DDC will go down the coil all the way to the backline. DDC, thank you for the Bloodstone charge, says February. And there we go. It will be the tier 2 bottom lane taken as well. And if anything, they can just start push away at this bottom tier 3 if they want to just get a bit of chip damage in. And it looks like that will be the plan. They have the Aegis.
This might force the DK back. Yeah, DK has to... Yeah, this forces Ghost back. He wanted to push mid, but he has to defend his T3 now. CDEC just in complete control of the game. They're forcing VG wherever they please.
Ghost catches the rock. He's going to find the Dragon's Tail onto February. Can they kill him off? That's the thing. Can they kill the Timbersaw? Tier 3 towers already taken down. And CDEC, now they get the Gust into End. That's a lot of damage. They can almost kill End. And now he comes to Torrent in the ship. Is he going to land into anyone? The vacuum back. It's going to land into November. And nicely done. As only the puck gets out. But of course, going onto the Drow. Catching the ship there, not the worst thing. And now they'll go out trying to find the caskets. Bouncing on to do heroes. And the Torrent, meanwhile, Slug actually kills off the Earthspin. Now the Death Wall coming out doing quite a bit of damage, but not enough as it gets cancelled. Ghost getting gone on by February. He's going to cut the Dragon down. The Dragonite will fall. And Drow Ranger... Oh, just too much damage. This will be the melee racks, if anything. Vici, they need to find something. The sentry's there. He's not able to go in. And look at Timbersaw February. No more trees. He will go down. Actually, no, he will suicide. So the silence is going to come out. And they will find themselves a lane of barracks. 18 minutes and a half in. Well played from CDEC as Vici Gaming. Oh, actually, no, they won't find a range. The pounce is going to be there, but Pocket's already orbed out. So, Danelie, do you see VG actually coming back into this?
VG, they definitely have the chance of coming back into the game, but they need to flip the tables around. It's always been CDEC in control of the team fights because they've got the coil, they have a Drow that's with the Gust, you've got an Earth Spirit that can jump in and out, and who's able to stun and silence, and you've got the Timbersaw just going completely ham. For Vici, they need to maintain control of the fights, and that's where they have to be the ones initiating, locking down the targets that they want to take down, kill them off, and force the fight into their favor, where it could be 4 versus 5.
They
can't kill February though. They can't kill him. That's the problem. They need CDEC to make the mistake of spreading out and potentially just farming away. Like, if they can force CDEC to feel comfortable and to farm separately, I think that would be the opportunity to go for.
And he has a pipe now, so he's really, really tanky. It's going to help the team, especially against the Shadow Poison. You've got the Torrent, the ship. Yeah, Feb is just walking around, and they can't do anything about this. This will be the tier 2 mid taken as well. They want to find somebody going straight for Yang. The ship's going to land. Oh, actually, no, juked by June. And now, Drow going into Ghost, but won't get the marksmanship damage out. And actually, no, there goes the Hurricane Pike. Ghost being tossed all the way back. Dragon's Tail into September, but Ghost in between all these heroes. The Torrent's gonna be the landing to 2 heroes, but they will cut the Dragon Knight down. So being tanky is no use as June tries to go for FY and actually will just orb himself back out. And meanwhile, CDEC will just decide to go for a push. There's absolutely nothing VG Gaming can do.
They can't do anything. They need their DK, they need their frontliner, and with no wall, no DK, they don't really have anything to fall back to. It's just looking like such a bad situation to be for Vici Gaming. And it looks like they're trying to get N to backstab, but what can the Slark do by himself? There's just so much defensive capabilities on the side of CDEC that it could just be suicide for End if he goes in at the wrong time.
I was wondering about why they had vision, then I realized, oh, they already had the ward inside the base, which Vici has not de-warded. So even if the DK coming up has no dragon form for a full minute, they can decide, vacuum into the ship maybe, it's not going to land onto anyone. And right now they're going to try and kill N. They can kill the Slark, that'd be pretty big defensive disruption coming up from Yang, and N will be the cut down. Goodbye Chops Sashimi, and that's going to be Vici Gaming losing in 21 minutes, 15-6, game 1. You just got drowed.
I think a lot of this boiled down to Vici not really respecting the Drow pickup. Did we at any point in the game see any pressure applied to the Drow Ranger outside of the Darkseer?
I don't think we ever saw that, which is why I felt very, very doubtful that, you know, about the Slark pick. That's why I said PA, because you really needed to play against, you needed to contest the Drow's farm. And when they banned out the Luna, I thought CDEC had the edge, because Vici Gaming, it did look like they wanted to build into an aggressive tri-lane.
Exactly. And then also think about the other two lanes, mid and the safe lane. Did Vici win those lanes? You can't say that they won those lanes because they let the Timbersaw have the farm. Yeah, they may have killed him once. I don't know. I think it was just once. Whereas off lane, that puck was starting to become very explosive. He wasn't harassed out of lane. He did receive help from the Earth Spirit, but they never really denied him enough farm to really make him a liability. Because the thing with puck is that if you put the puck in the off lane, if he doesn't get the farm, he starts becoming a liability. That never happened. He started getting kills. That should never happen from an off lane puck. So I think it was just maybe Vici underestimating some of the lanes and thinking that they were further ahead than they actually were.
So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that will be game 1 of this best of 3 series for our second best of 3 series today of the Summit 6 qualifiers for the Chinese region. Alright, so we'll be back for game 2 shortly. See you guys in a bit.